What's up, YouTube? How's everybody out there doing? Hope everybody is doing great. Back again with another video for you guys. Today I just want to give you guys an update and this 125-gallon fish tank right here. This is my African cichlid tank, and guys, the worst thing that could happen to a fish keeper happened to me like a week and a half ago. I was sitting on my couch watching TV, and I look over at my tank, and the water level was going down. Um, I look and I check the filter, and the filter was leaking. And the only thing left to check was the tank. And guys, my tank was leaking. If you guys look in the tank right now, like I take all the sand, I take all the sand, I had to take all the sand out of the tank. And if you see the back right there, some of the paint in the back is missing, and that's where the tank was leaking at the bottom, the worst place that a tank could leak, the bottom of the tank. That's where my tank was leaking. So the good thing is I have three fish tank in my apartment. So I had to take all this fish out. I put the smaller one in the 75-gallon tank, and I put the bigger ones in the 90-gallon tank, till I could fix this tank. And the thing is, when your tank is leaking, you have to take off all the old seal and reseal the old tank. But the worst part of my tank that was leaking is the worst part of the work was pumping out all the water and removing all the sand. That was the hardest part to me. To real seal a tank was a little bit fun for me, because now that I real seal this tank, now I think I could make my own fish tank. And that was the best part for me. But the worst part was catching all these fish and put them in different tank. And basically I have to start all this cycle all over again. Not really, cause I have old filter that I put in this tank to start this cycle back up again. But as you guys can see, I didn't put all the sand back in the tank, and I just don't feel right now doing that. I'm gonna let this tank sit for a while like this. I didn't even paint the back yet of the tank. Paint the back yet, because the silicone had broken at the bottom of the tank right there. So the only reason that paint is removed from the tank is because I had to peel the paint back to see exactly where it was leaking. And that's the worst part of a tank that you could have leak. So I have to reseal this old tank, and it's back to where it is right now. So I kind of like the look right now. Eventually I might change it, but I'm not gonna put as much sand in this tank. So because eventually I might move. I live in an apartment, and the worst part about this tank leaking, I live on the 6th floor of my apartment. So when when I look over at my tank and I see that it was leaking, the first thing I did, I started panicking. So first thing I did, grab the pump out all the water, and every clothes I could find I put on the floor to try to catch the water from going downstairs. So eventually I caught most of the water. Was no complaining about water coming downstairs, so I was happy about that. So I make sure to seal this tank real good and let it sit for like 2 days before I put back water in it, and everything seemed good so far. But yeah, guys, this is the biggest tank in my house, and it's the one that seemed to be leaking. So see, the fish are looking good, everything is looking good, but I wouldn't wish that my worst enemy, guys, to have your tank leak. But as you guys can see, the fish are looking happy, back looking happy again, and the tank is doing good right now. Eventually I'm going to paint the back when I find the time. But the best part is that the fish are back in the tank, because when I have to split all this fish up and put in separate tank, swore my other tank was overstocked for a while. I had to do water change every day to keep it right. So, but yeah, guys, I think I did a pretty good job on the seal. And the good thing is, when this tank started leaking, I was home. I wasn't at work. And the second good thing is, I was off the next day from work. So the next day I could have fixed the tank and get it back the way it's supposed to be. Cause if I was at work and this happened, it would be crazy. Cause all the water would have leaked out and water would have been all over the floor. The fish would have end up dead because it's leaking at the bottom. So it would be no water in the tank. So if I was at work and this happened, it would have been crazy when I come home. I probably would get probably kicked out of my apartment because some of the water would be on the floor. The water would probably go downstairs and cause problem. So I just thank God that I was home to catch this. And and the crazy thing is, it started leaking as soon as I came home from work. Came home from work, sit down. I was sitting down for at least probably like half an hour, and the tank started leaking. I wasn't sitting down for a long time, and when I started removing the seal, I could see that the seal on the tank was getting kind of old. So it was time for it to be resealed. And eventually, I am going to rebuild this stand. I make my own stand because this is a PetSmart stand. I just don't trust it. So that's one of the reasons I ended up really put all the sand back in the tank. When I removed that sand from the tank, there was a lot of sand, and all the water pressure in the sand. I think that's too much pressure on this stand right here. So I don't trust this stand. So eventually, when I find time, I'm probably gonna go on vacation sometime. I'm gonna build my own stand, probably next year sometime early, and put it on a real sturdy stand, because I don't trust this stand right here. Eventually, I think it might give way. But yeah, guys, it's back sealed up. I kind of like the look right now, but down the road I might change it. But yeah, guys, that's what's been going on in my fish apartment right now. But I have no fish died. Everything fish was end up good. I have one fish that almost died because I was catching him, and then when I was putting him in the other tank, he jumped out and fell on the floor. So it was a little bit like daisy for a while, and but he's back to regular now. Alright, guys, just want to give you guys a quick update of what's been going on with my tank, and the craziness that's go on sometime when you're a fish keeper. But enjoy your rest of your day, and have a good day. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.